Sa puntong ito ng ating balitaan, bigyan daan ko muna ang isang mahalagang panayam dahil nga ho sa usapin ng impeachment kay President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Pabatiin natin sa Bombo Radio Philippines for nationwide and worldwide si Bombo Dennis Hamito po ito. Together with me si Bombo Everly Rico. Welcome to the program, Attorney Manuelito Luna, isa ho sa counsel ng impeachment petitioners. Good morning, Attorney.
Magandang umaga, Dennis and Ever ng Bombo Radio Philippines. Correction lang konti, Dennis, no? I am one of the complainants. Hindi po ako ang lawyer kasi ang aming lawyer ay si Attorney Ferdinand Topacio.
Ayun, I stand corrected, no? Attorney. Okay, so itong nabanggit ho dun sa inyong press conference, yung inyong grupo ay isasama raw bilang testigo itong si Saldico para sa impeachment dito kay Pangulong Marcos. May coordination ho ba kayo dito sa kampo ni Saldico?
Well, yan po ang sabi ng aming kasamang co-complainant na si dating Secretary and Congressman Mike Defensor na soon ay ihahayag niya yung detalye ng claim niya na si Eli Saldico, dating ako Bicol representative at House Appropriations Chairman, ay lalantad at magtetestigo kung sakali ay tanggapin ang aming impeachment complaint ng House of Representatives. And he is saying na baka through video conferencing. And I believe that si Saldico ay mayroong planong ganon. Kasi inilahad na niya in a series of videos yung alleged involvement, no, ng ilang mga personalidad, lalong-lalong na ang ating incumbent president, Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. dito sa flood control scam and other corruption scandals.
Gaano ho yung magiging lawak ng testimonya nitong si Saldico if ever at admissible ho kaya sa impeachment court kung video conferencing yung medium na gagamitin?
Yes, napakalawak ito at napaka-importante ng magiging testimonya niya kung sakaling payagan siya through video conferencing. A video conferencing is allowed. In fact, nasa jurisprudence na natin yan. Pinapayagan niya ng husgado eh. So, there is no reason why the House Committee on Justice, kung sakali man, mapunta yung aming complaint dyan, ay hindi payagan through video conferencing yung testimonya ni Saldico. Kasi may mga instances na wherein na ganap yung ganyang klaseng mode of testimony, no? Merong isang babae na nagtestigo through video conferencing in one of the committees ng House. So that is already a trend and that is admissible, Dennis, kasi sa batas natin, sa rules natin, yung video conferencing is already normal now eh. It is allowed and admissible in evidence.
Okay. Ano po naman ang inyong plano ngayon in terms of filing dyan ho sa House dahil hindi ho ito tinanggap. Wala ito si SecGen, ano? So, pagbalik po ni SecGen, are you planning to refile it, Attorney?
Pinag-uusapan namin, Dennis and Ever, yung sitwasyon na yan, no? Kasi we are disgusted, we are frustrated, we are sad. Nung Thursday, pumunta kami, January 22, hindi tinanggap ng House Committee, House Office of the SecGen yung aming complaint. Kasi kahit absent si SecGen Garapil, allowed ang opisina niya to receive. But during our inquiry sa kanyang executive director or deputy, sinabi niya na wala raw iniwang instructions. Yung boss niya na si SecGen Garapil, and we were insisting, you know, ang filing ay sa opisina naman eh. Yung personalidad ng head is inconsequential. And in her absence, na hindi naman kami may kasalanan, siya naman ang nag-absent, automatic yan ng opisina mo, lalong-lalo na ikaw, ang next in line ay pwedeng tumanggap ng aming complaint. I was raising even a precedence, Dennis and Ever. Ang sabi ko sa kanila sa Bautista impeachment, wherein I was the counsel of complainants Jacinto Paras and Ferdinand Topacio, it was a successful impeachment kasi natanggal si dating COMELEC chairman Andres Bautista. Ang tumanggap sa amin sa umpisa ay ang Deputy Secretary General, and only about several minutes later, dumating yung SecGen. So you see, the House itself has violated its precedents in the case of Bautista, who was impeached by the House. So bakit naman ganon? Parang merong concerted effort on the part of the House. I'm not saying na may kasalanan ng Speaker, but I'm challenging the Speaker. You have to explain to the Filipinos kung bakit ang opisina ng SecGen ay ganon ang naging aksyon dito. And pwede ba kung ayaw ng office ng SecGen, ang office of the Speaker na ang tumanggap? Kasi wala naman difference eh. Yung office of the SecGen is a mere adjunct to the office of the Speaker. Ang pinakamataas na opisina dyan, because of the leadership, is the office of the Speaker. So, kina-challenge ko ngayon si Speaker D. Sa Lunes, kung wala pa rin si Garapil, dapat yung kanyang opisina would order the office of the SecGen, whoever is second in command there, or whoever is there, kahit clerk lamang, kung wala sila, absent sila lahat, mag-receive niyan. Kung hindi, ang opisina mismo ng Speaker ang tumanggap ng aming complaint. Kung sakali man, mag-decide kami bumalik sa Lunes.
Okay, ang akin hong katandem si Bombo Ever, ilang punto ang nais din po maitanong po sa inyo?
Alright, just to follow up
Yes,
lamang
sir.
din po. Yes po.
Opo.
Regarding po doon nga sa pagbabalik po ng inyo pong inihain po na supposedly impeachment complaint against the President, do you plan po na isubmit o maghain po ng ihain po itong reklamo po ninyo sa ibang forum?
Kino-consider namin yan. Lalong-lalo na kung sakali mag-decide kami, kung gano'n man ang aming decision sa Lunes na subukan ulit na i-file yan, yung aming impeachment complaint, which is a people's complaint. Kung hindi, siguro we will take a mandamus petition to the Supreme Court to force the House to accept our filing, no? So, pwede yon. But we will see what will happen kasi ngayong weekend, magdi-decide kami. Yung aming grupo, whether to try again on Monday na i-refile yung aming complaint, or we will take a another serious action, which is a mandamus petition sa ating kataas-taasang hukuman, ang ating Korte Suprema.
Alright. Just to follow up po, yung inyo pong impeachment complaint, nakakomply po ba ito sa mga requirements para ma-admit po ito ng Secretary General?
Yeah, kompleto ang aming requirements. We have complied with the verification requirement. Meron kaming endorser. Of course, hindi lang namin sinabi kung sino ang aming endorser or endorsers para hindi sila maharas. Kasi alam naman natin ang sitwasyon ngayon eh. Those who are fighting for good governance, minsan nakaharas, nakakasuhan, or binibigyan ng political pressure. So we were ready, in fact, the endorser or endorsers were ready to go down to the office of the SecGen. Were it not for the fact na hindi nila tinanggap yung aming impeachment complaint.
Attorney, just to be clear po, if ever na hindi nga po tatanggapin ng Secretary General yung inyo pong ihahain po na impeachment complaint, ano po yung possible violation? Kasi nakasaad po daw sa House impeachment rules na dapat dumaan muna ito sa House Secretary General, but sa Constitution natin, hindi daw po ito nakasaad.
Well, actually, sa Constitution din naman sinasabi na ang SecGen ang pwede lang tumanggap. That's part of the House rules eh. So, rules lang yan ng House. So, ang sabi ko nga kanina, I was proposing, kung sa Lunes ayaw ng SecGen or wala na naman siya dyan, di ang Office of the Speaker will receive. Yun ang pinaka-highest kasi parte lang naman ang SecGen or ang Office of SecGen sa Office of the Speaker, I mean. So, pwede yon. But personally, ito, Bombo Dennis and Bombo Eder, we will take legal action against Secgen Garapil. Kakasuhan namin siya ng criminal and administrative charges sa kanyang ginawa because we are suspecting that she has time itong absence niya. Sinadya ito eh. Kaya nga, ang reaction ng publiko ay very negative sa House dahil sa ginawa ni Secgen Garapil. This is the first time in the history of the Philippines. Sabi ko nga kanina, lawyer ako ni Attorney Topacio at Attorney Jing Paras noon sa Bautista impeachment. At hindi ito nangyari sa amin. When we went there, the deputy received our complaint. Ngayon, hindi. Nung Thursday, kausap na namin yung deputy or executive director. Ayaw pa rin niya tanggapin kasi daw, wala daw instruction sa kanya ni Secgen Garapil, which we think is illegal and unconstitutional. Hindi pwede po yan. That's a grave misconduct. And we will take legal action against Secgen Garapil or the executive director for doing this to us kasi ang amin is a people's complaint. Hindi lang naman kami ang complainant dito eh. The people of the Philippines are the complainant in this impeachment complaint against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Alright, Bombo Dennis.
Finally, siguro, kunin ko na lang yung reaction ni Attorney Luna dahil may statement si House Majority Leader Sandro Marcos na hindi raw niya haharangin yung anumang impeachment against his father. So, kayo, do you believe on that or any reaction to that, Attorney Luna?
Whether or not he is sincere, well, natutuwa kami na sinabi niya yon. At yon ay dapat lang. Dahil ang accountability, applicable yan to the highest official of the land eh. Kaya nga meron tayong public accountability under Article 11 of the Constitution. And that's what we are after eh. Accountability and transparency, Dennis. Maganda yan. It's a good move on the part of the majority leader of the House. So, patunayan niya na sa Lunes ay tanggapin ng Secgen ang aming complaint. Otherwise, it will just be a bluff or pagsisinungaling. So, but we will give him the benefit of the doubt. Pero makikita na natin yan, Bombo Dennis and Bombo Ever, sa aksyon ng House Secgen sa Lunes, kung sakali man, bumalik kami doon.
With that, maraming salamat po, Attorney Luna. At siguro, hihingi kami ng mga karagdagang update hinggil ho sa inyong magiging aksyon kung sakasakali. Thank you so much.
Yes, we will update the Bombo Radio and the other media organizations and the people of the Philippines sa Lunes. Kung sakali man, pupunta kami uli sa House at doon sa Office of the Secgen para ihain ang aming impeachment complaint.
Ayan, maraming salamat po. Si Attorney Manuelito Luna, siya ho ang isa sa mga complainant dito ho sa impeachment case na isinusulong against the President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.
For the most trusted source of news and information, visit our website at www.bomboradio.com. Follow us on Bombo Radio mobile app, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and X, formerly Twitter. Like, share, and stay connected. Anytime, anywhere.